Alright guys, hey. So for today we're doing another head shave. Today is day 30 of facial hair growth. I haven't done any trimming, any lining it up, anything. I just wanted to give it a month to see how it grows out. You know, a lot of people that have thicker beards, longer beards will tell you, like 4 weeks is usually the bare minimum, but you really want to give it even probably 8 weeks, you know, sometimes a little longer, because as the hair gets longer, what's going to happen is it's going to fill in some of these spaces. So you know, a lot of people quit on growing out their facial hair because they're like, oh man, it's patchy. You just got to let it keep growing. And yes, I think you can have a beard and still be a wet shaver, because you know, you can still use it. Wet shaving, razors, soap, splashes to line up your beards. But yeah, I'm going to let it keep growing for a little bit longer. I am going to shave the head. I keep wanting, though, to shave this on one of my razors to see how they do against 30 days of growth, but I'm going to let it keep going. Again, we have about 24 hours of growth on top. So today, we're hydrating with a little bit of 0 calories, 0 sugar, Orange Monsters. We're going to start this shave with a PA cube. I've already said in my last videos, I have 3 cubes. I have this one that's mentholated, which is nice. And then in my drawer, I have a Samhain, which is awesome, especially this time of the year, but I don't want to pull it out until this one's gone. And this isn't super mentholated. So, you would think I would put this one away right now and take out the Samhain because of the time of year, and use this one during spring and summer. And I might do that here shortly, just put this in a Ziploc bag, take the next one out. You know, they won't, as long as I guess you don't have them in direct sunlight, they won't melt or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. I haven't had any of mine that's in my drawer melt yet. One of them, the Samhain, I used twice, and then I put it in a Ziploc bag and I started bringing this one out during the summer. And the other one that I haven't even opened yet is clown fruit, which again is perfect because I think clown fruit's coming out probably tomorrow, the 13th. Today's the 12th. Probably coming out tomorrow. I'm already pretty good on clown fruit though. I already have 3 tubs of clown fruit. I have the unopened cube of it. I have aftershave splash, and PA's aftershave splash lasts forever with just a couple drops. It's super strong. So that thing will last you 2 or 3 tubs. I don't have anything extra though, so I do actually have some bar soaps left from last year, clown fruit. But I don't have the Star Jelly, the deodorants, or the EDT. I don't know which it is. I think it's an EDT. I might get the EDT this year though, because I mean it's pretty cheap. It's I don't know how much he charges. I can't remember. I think it's less than 50 bucks. But or I might wait and get it used, because I know there'll be some people that'll buy it and move it because they don't like it maybe. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll decide off of this shave if time to rotate the cube out. But yeah, I don't really notice a huge cooling factor with this, even though it is mentholated. At least I believe it's mentholated. Maybe it's just the original cube, but I'm pretty sure the black is it's a mentholated now. I could be wrong though, so don't quote me. I'll have to look that up. But this morning I felt like having a nice, beautiful, woodsy, kind of spicy scent on me, even though it is a little warmer here in SoCal today. So today I sprayed on the EDP of this set that I'm using. So I already have the scent on me a little bit, and it's beautiful. It's really nice, actually. At first when you spray it, it's a little too hardcore of a scent for me, but within 2 to 3 minutes, the dry down on it, beautiful. For the EDP, that is. So, we're going with Barrister Man Hallows, and he just re-released this. You can still pick it up at some stores online. It's not going to come in this label. This is one of the OG labels. So from my understanding, there was a white label with a black skull, not a scary looking skull, just very emoji looking skull. Not too bad. The second year it was more of a cartoon, or actually, you know what, I think the second year was this one. And from my understanding, this is actually a real picture of a x-ray, and once Will at Barrister Man found that out, it turned him off, and he was like, oh, I didn't realize that. Don't know if that story is true, so fact check it, but that's the rumor on the street. The third year, I think, was the cartoon one. I had the cartoon one and this one. I bought both used. I kind of wish I would have kept the cartoon container now, just because I think the top is really cool. And I keep some empty tubs. I keep them, one, to keep blades. Once I get so many blades in there, and then I can toss it or recycle it. But I also use sometimes tubs in my RV for like little things, like wires, like little headphone wires, little knickknacks, things like that, screws, things like that, little tiny things that you're like, man, I don't know where to put this. I can usually put them in these, pretty cool. But I'll definitely be keeping this. This is a sick label. The new label isn't bad. It's not my favorite. Actually, you know what? Let me go show you the new label. Sorry, that took a few seconds. I might cut that out, but I probably won't. So here's the new label. So as soon as it dropped this year, I wanted to get one, so I had a backup. Because I killed my cartoon Hallows, and now I'm on this one. I'm trying to think. I'll have to look. I kind of lose track of some of my backups, to be honest. I might have got one more of this year Hallows used, but I think it's like halfway used, maybe. I'll have to look. But I know at least, no matter what, this tub's about maybe 70%, 60% full. It's hard to tell with some of these tubs. And then this is the new one from this year. So I decided to get it just because that way I have a backup, because he hasn't released it in a couple years. And it's a great scent. This is much stronger than this one, but this is, you know, a couple years old, so that kind of makes sense. Once lathered, though, no issues with scent, but this one off the puck is stronger. I don't know, maybe if he changed the ingredient list to make it stronger, better oils or something, but I'm pretty sure it's just because this one's newer. So that's the new label. Not bad, to be honest. Really cool looking, but that one is so much sicker to me, right? Like, this is, like, really cool. Cool, not as cool. But yeah, I also have matching splash, and it is in the old label. I did buy a backup splash of this one, and the reason is because I saw it quite a bit, and now you can see it's still above the sticker. And it's one of those things where if I see one on the BST used, like the person only used it a couple times, and they have a hollow splash for a good price, I probably will pick up a backup. And that's usually how I pick up a lot of my backups, is either on a sale, or I buy them, like I'll see them used on the BST, and I'm like, oh, I really love that scent, I would like the backup. Or if it's like on sale. This is the, I didn't buy this on sale, I bought it full price, it was like 24 bucks, 25 bucks, but again, I don't know when they're going to come out with it again, and you know, I might run out, I might not. It's one of those things I'd rather have like a backup or two of like really great scents that I like. But again, I'm getting kind of crazy on my backups. I'm rambling. It's like 9 minutes in, but I have like 40 backups at this point, so we'll see. I did get the matching bomb this year, though, because I never had the matching bomb for Hallows, and that is what the bomb label looks like. But remember, the label for the splash looks exactly the same. I only bought one. I don't know, yeah, maybe I'll think about it and buy another backup bomb. I have been using it, so you can already see, I think, right there. It's already right at the sticker, a little bit above. And I did buy the EDP. Or is it an EDT? It's an EDT. I bought the EDT. I was kind of unsure, because this scent is a little dark, so I was like, man, I don't know if I want that on me all day. But when you combine it all, it turns into this beautiful, like, deep woodsy smell that smells just super rich, like almost like a, not super sweet though, like, I don't know, I want to say like an amber wood, or maybe like a vanilla would, but not like a super sweet vanilla. But it's sweet enough to where it rounds it out, but not sweet enough to where it smells like gourmand, if that makes sense. It's a unique scent, people, okay? It's hard to explain. But that's what we got. I'm going to bring out one I haven't used in a while, but I love, is my Tatara Masamune. And they're out of, pretty sure Portugal. I'm pretty sure it's Portugal. Great razors. You don't see them talked about super a lot in the community. They're known for 3. This one is their milder of the 3, I guess you could say. The next one is the Nacet, which is kind of a lot like this, but it's supposed to be more aggressive. The handle's a little different. I don't like the handles much on the Nacet. I love the handle on this. Really great grip, even though it's just little dimples inlaid. This is the open comb plate. I have both the safety bar and the open comb. I like open combs. I don't use them every day, but they're a nice switch up. I really do like to use an open comb, especially if I have longer hair, like say cutting through something like this. It's really nice to have a open comb so you don't get like clogged up. So I like to use open combs, especially like when I'm only growing my facial hair out for a week and then I want to cut it. But overall, I just enjoy using text message, open combs in general. So when I can, I get both. Like my Blackbird TI, I have open comb in the safety bar. So we're going to go with that. I have in it Gillette Nacet. I want to say it's 4th or 5th use. One of those. I should have looked it up. Because I always post how many uses on the description and the content of this video and on my posts in the forums. Just so I keep track myself as well. So we got that going. This is a long video. We're at 12 minutes and we haven't even started. We have over here hydrating in my Vanguard Invest Like a Boss, right? Mug that I got for free from Vanguard. This beautiful, the Varlet, boom. It's in the Ranger handle. Says it right there, and it's a 29mm extra dense. So the Varlet is a very luxurious known hand maker. He does do drops, but man, he only basically does customs, and his custom list only opens like a couple times a year. I haven't seen it open like 6 months, and his knots are very consistent, gorgeous. This handle, it's just classic. It's, you know, I could also call it basic, right? It's just a white, but in person there's like a pink hue to it that's really gorgeous. And yeah, I would say the Varlet's not known to make like super crazy colored handles like some other artisans, and I like those crazy, unique, colorful handles, but I also like the Varlets. It's just very classic, high-end. Like everything about the handle is very precise, and he hand makes them. The knots are super consistent, like no black hairs. He's just very very OCD about, I would say, about his brushes. I've only known a few people to ever have an issue once they receive their brush with like the hair being lopsided or something like that. I've only seen like 2 in like over a year. So really great brush. I'm actually looking for a 32mm XD. This is a 29, but it feels more like a 28 to me in my other brushes. I would like something a little bit bigger because of my dome. And we have, this is blooming just because it's a little puck, but we're going to go right into the PA cube because we're a little chatty today and we're 14 minutes in. But you can also always fast forward if you don't want to hear all my blabbing. But I'm starting to enjoy talking a little bit more during these two. So that way it kind of turns into almost like a journal of mine. So I can kind of see like, oh yeah, shoot, like over the last 3 videos of using that, you know, razor, I said in the video I didn't enjoy it. you can kind of get a sense of like what you need to move and what not. And it's cool to kind of be able to say like my thoughts out loud as I'm shaving for you guys and for myself. It's more for myself than it is for you guys, to be honest. Boom! Boom. And we're going right to it, boys. These are, they do have gel on them, but I would call it low gel, very natural hair. And I'm not sure how he's so consistent. I have another Varlet, it's a 27mm. It's also in the Ranger handle, but it's a beautiful, like, royal blue with, like, white hash marks all through it. It's also the extra dense. He also has a high density HD. The high density is lower density than this, so meaning less packed with hairs. I like more dense knots. I don't mind less dense knots. In my collection, I have very high dense, and then I have medium density, and then I have, obviously, some low density ones. Did we just lose a hair? We might have. Or this hair might have already been in there from something else. Who knows? Well, that's okay. I used to go crazy when I would lose a hair or two every now and then in a shave. Like either in my shave of it's in the lather or it's in the soap lather down here. Well, then I started realizing, like, unless you're losing like a hair every time or two hairs every time, like that's an issue. But if you're losing a hair like every, you know, other month or something, you know, or once in a blue moon, it's not a big deal, especially nowadays with how much hair there is in these brushes. But I've had brushes in the past where I used them so much for so many years straight that, yeah, I lost so many hairs that started having an empty circle in the middle. Now we're just gonna get some of that pre-lather on the top of the dome. Boys, we're 17 minutes in. Like some people on YouTube, they try to get a video in and out by 20 minutes. The last couple of videos have been long, but that's because I'm enjoying it. So we're gonna rinse this off real quick, just so I can let it dry in the sink a little bit. But yeah, now losing a hair or two doesn't bother me. But this, even though he says it's extra dense, to me it's a low density. You know, what I would consider a high dense knot is Milton's Turn and Shave, his H series, which is H stands for high density. He also has a medium and a low. His low density by Turn and Shave, the owner name is Milton, the artisan, the brush maker. His low density is what I would consider to be a pretty normal density for most brush makers. Like his low density is, I would say, about as dense as this Varlet is. Maybe a hair denser, but about what this Varlet is, I would say, you know, give or take a little bit. And I've been back and forth, like, some days I just really like a high density knot because it feels so luxurious and on the head because it's so big, fluffy, and soft. But then sometimes it's just nice to have a low density option like this because they are easier to load. Less hair, so it's easier to pick up lather. They generally have a better like flow through of going like that. They feel better on that because there's so many less hairs. But I think there is a point where it gets too low, and I'm like, ooh man, I wish there was more hair. And a good example of that for me that I think of a brush that has too low of hair is like my Paladins. They're on the very low end. They're less dense than this. First pass, we're going right into it. Putting a little water on the blade. They're less dense than the Varlets or the low density option from Turn and Shave, but you know, I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just that they're way less hair. The SV brushes, are very low density. They have way less hair. And I don't mind using brushes like that. But for the most part, what I've realized is the lowest I want to go is like the Varlet or or probably a low option from Turn and Shave. I don't know if I really want to go much lower than that. And this is just gliding right now. Just the gliding. The Tartar Masamune A, like I said, is a milder shaver, but I would call it a mid-efficient. Really good daily driver, good for one of those people that just wants a no-brainer wet shave where you're really just on autopilot. It reminds me a lot of the Carve Overlander. I'm not sure if I would say one is built better than the other. Both are engineered very well. I like the aesthetics of both. I think the Tatara Masamune might be a little bit more pricey though. And this one, it only comes Masamune in stainless steel or titanium, but it is very light for it being stainless steel. This weighs, I want to say it's 85 grams or 88 grams, which is right on the high end of what I like my razors to weigh, typically. So it's a pleasure to use, too, that it doesn't feel too heavy or bogged down by weight. The Carve Overlander is about 105 or 108 grams. And it doesn't feel excessively heavy, but it definitely does feel heavy compared to the Masamune. You know, I own both. I often think that I should probably move one because they're both kind of doing the same thing. The only reason I haven't really moved one or put much more thought into it is because they're not taking up a lot of room in my current little storage rack I have back there for my shaving stuff. But if I get any more razors from here, like if I get one or two more razors, I can still fit them. But if I get more than 2 razors from here, yeah, I'm going to have to start figuring out either A, how to store them better, or B, I'm going to have to figure out what ones I want to move. And I kind of started thinking about razors as in maybe I should do no more than like say 2 of each style, and style being like what is it designed to do, and 2, what type of blades does it use. So, you know, what is it designed to do? This is designed not to be a super efficient razor. It's designed to be a medium efficiency razor and an autopilot razor that will last you a long time, that you'll get pleasure out of. But it's not going to cut as efficiently as, say, like a Blackbird Titanium, right? This will shave as efficient as any vintage Gillette I've used. Or like a Merkur 34C. I think it does look a little bit better than like something like the Merkur 34C. A little bit more newer age, especially with these teeth. And these teeth are a pleasure because they're bent, so it's not like they're sharp on you. Next round. The scent is great on this soap. Sorry if I skip around a little bit. Like I said, even though it's an older soap and it's not as strong off the tub as my newer one, I don't think the scent is low by any stretch of anybody's imagination, even this one that's a couple years old, which is kind of cool to show you that, you know, your soaps will last a long time. with their scents and stuff, so you don't have to really worry about like, oh man, if I don't use this soap this year, it's gonna go bad. Soaps don't really go bad. I mean, I can see their scents going lighter and lighter over the years, but again, this is probably, I don't know, like a 2019 soap. So this is 4 years old, and it's still, I can smell it right now, and it smells great. Next round, we're going across the grain. But yeah, so like, and then it's a double edge razor, right? It's not a single edge, and it's not like a injector. It's not a gem. So you know, I kind of think now, should I only have, say, 2 medium efficiency razors that are basically autopilot, right? Style razors that I could just pick up, shave, get a great shave, but not really have to think or pay attention. Not get any weepers, any cuts, any irritation. And all of that while loving the weight of the razor, loving, you know, the aesthetics, because I think that's important too, right? Like, not just what the razor can do for you, but get a razor that can do all those things that you want it to, but also that you love the look of it, right? Because you got to figure, like, you're going to have this, if you like it, if you like all the aesthetics of it, if you like how great it works, you're going to have this a lifetime. Like, this isn't going anywhere anytime soon, right? It's not going to rust. As long as you don't drop in, smash a sludge hammer on it, it's not going to break on you. You know, you get that quality build on it. And then if there was a manufactured defect, hit the razor maker up, and I'm telling you, they're going to fix that shit, because they don't want, unless they're like a big factory style, Chinese style, that, you know, they're just pumping out stuff. But these smaller razor companies, like the Tara, you know, Rockno, Wolfman, Blackland, Carve, I don't know if I'm missing anybody else, Blunt, all these, like, they don't want dissatisfied customers, right? They want you to be as happy as possible. So if there is something wrong with the razor you got, like, they're going to fix it. They're not going to be like, oh, you're shit out of luck. But if it's because you dropped it, like, that's a little different of a story. But yeah, I have this one. I have the Carve that I would say, you know, fits that category of, it's a double edge. It's medium efficiency. I love the looks of both of them. But I also have one more now. I have the WSC winning razor, and I had 2 actually. I bought one and I liked it so much that I saw another one on the BST for a ridiculous price, and it was polished. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool, like, let me buy that one. And I liked the polished one so much, I never used the original one I bought. So I was like, okay, like, at first I kept it because they don't make that razor anymore. And I was like, oh, you know, it'd be good to have, like, because they don't make this anymore, and this way I have a backup in case, like, something crazy happened where I did drop that, or it exploded or something. I told myself that you have a backup of it. But after like a month, I was like, okay, this makes no sense. You're not using the original. You're just using the polished version. It's time to sell that original. And they go pretty cheap. I don't know how much they were brand new, but like I bought both of mine for like 50 or 60 bucks, maybe a little less. And the WSC winning razor that's polished I have, the handle is a little hefty on it. It's nice, but it is a heftier razor. It's probably a little heftier than the Carve Overlander. But it's, so what I did is I took the head on the winning razor and I put it on my, it's kind of like a custom Wolfman razor. It's between the, I think it's the Is that how you say it? I don't know. It's like a code. I think it's WHR7. That handle and the WHR, I think it's the 3. It's like a combination of the two. So this is the third pass, and as you can see, I still have like a lot of lather. I'm putting a little bit more water in it though, just to freshen it up. And you can also kind of rebuild, which is kind of crazy. But I have that one, and that one on my Wolfman handle is like butter. It's so nice, so smooth. And it's polished, so it has like a really nice glide to it too. So I have 3, and I'm like, oh, you know, I probably only need 2, so which one should I get rid of? But I haven't really thought too much about it because, like I said, like it's not a storage issue right now. But yeah, if I get like 3 more razors, 2 more I could fit easily. Third one, not so much. Then I'm gonna have to kind of think about that. But then a high efficiency razors right now, I have double edge 2. I have my Blackbird TI, which is probably my favorite still. I mean my second favorite, should I say. And my WR2 from Wolfman with a 1.55 gap. So this is going to be the third pass. It's kind of a hybrid pass as always. It's against / across the green in some spots. And that WR2, because I'm using that handle on the winning razor, I bought a Timeless TI crown handle, which is gorgeous. It's probably my favorite handle in the wet shaving community, for like a titanium shiny handle, because there's some really cool titanium handles that have been heat treated to make them like pop in different colors, which is really cool, or they're anodized. But this one just being, you know, like a non-anodized handle is probably my favorite, and they're really cheap. They're like less than 80 bucks. I got mine used for like, I don't know, I got it really cheap though. It was like, I want to say it was like 50 bucks, which is a hell of a deal. But because the WR2 head is a little hefty, with that titanium handle, it makes it like the perfect weight for me, and it makes it like the perfect balance, because that's big too, the balance of the razor. And you know, now I have a Rocknail Sailor, but I consider that to be a different category. It's a double edge, but it's an adjustable. So I wouldn't mind getting like one more adjustable. New Era. That one's hefty. It's a 141 gram razor, but it actually feels a little better in my hand than my carve, even though it's like 40 grams more. And it's because of how well balanced and engineered it is. Like, they put some serious R&D into this razor, you can tell. And this is just going by so smooth. Even with this being an open comb, I am being careful. So with this style open comb, what I like to do, and that's just me, is I like to ride more of the cap against my skin. So that means I am using the cap more, and then slowly angling handle towards my head to adjust how close that blade is. Some people will ride the bottom plate instead, and then we'll adjust outwards the handle to get that blade closer to your skin. On top of my head, because I went across it the last pass, I go across it from the other side. Again, the top of my head is a little too sensitive to go against the grain. There are a couple razors that I can go against the grain. Like this is one of them. I've never tried it with the open comb, but I have tried it with the safety bar, and I can, no problem. But it's still not super pleasant or comfortable. And it doesn't seem to get me much closer of a head shave than when I go across in both directions. But yeah, for razors, you know, adjustables, the other one I'm looking at is the new Blackland Osprey. And honestly, I just love the look of it. But I'm waiting for some more reviews to come out to see, you know, is that one going to be a good one for me? Because I want something that's smooth, high efficiency, feels great in the hand for my weight, it's well balanced, quality is there in the control, and, you know, even like this, how well this buffers up to the plate and how precise the screwing is really great. So that's one thing I didn't show you guys, actually. The way that this is built is you can only use this on this type of head. You see the head is very uniquely shaped, and then there is a hole in the head that this little lip goes into. So it's very proprietary, meaning that you really can't, I don't think, not easily, switch this out. So, you know, I can't easily put a different handle on the Totara heads, and I can't easily put this handle onto another razor, which could be a downside to some people because they like to switch things out. For me, not an issue because of how well balanced that is. I haven't looked like I did for the WSC razor. I wanted to switch it out. For the Wolfman WR2 head, I wanted to switch it out because the handle that it came with the head, it just felt a little hefty. It was still really smooth. It was well balanced, but that titanium works perfect. The other one I'm looking at, let's look how much extra soap we have. Look at all that extra soap. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. So where I'm at right now, I'm right ass end, my RV, this park, butts up to a golf course. And there's a big fence that's supposed to stop the golf balls. And my wife's like, there's no way golf balls can go through that fence. It's like a regular baseball fence. So, you know, the holes are like yay big on each one of the spots on the fence. Because it's just a metal fence like that. It's nothing solid. And, you know, golf balls are this big. And that was a golf ball that just hit the top of my roof and went down the side. Hopefully it didn't do any damage, though. Because I have solar panels on the top of my roof. But yeah, lots of lather left over. We're going to clean that off. But yeah, to close up my razor thought is the other razor I'm thinking about getting is, for adjustable, is the Rex console slant. Specifically, though, in the Prospector one, which is revamped in gold and in rhodium. So it's like a gold and silver. Gorgeous when they do that Prospector. They do that style of revamp in old Gillettes too if you want them to. But the console, from my reading, it seems like it's a super smooth shaver. I think it's kind of unique that it's a slant and adjustable, so that's kind of cool. The grip looks nice. It is a little hefty, but I've heard it's really well balanced. And the look of it, gorgeous. So it kind of meets all my criteria. And yeah, that's that. You know, won't talk about single blades and all that. That'll be a different discussion because I'm already at 38 minutes. But let's get some water on the head. Oh yeah. Let's shake it like a fucking salt shaker. Do get a very high kick of alcohol in this one for the first 2 seconds, but now it's straight into a deep, warm, I don't know if that's amber, like a deep, warm amber cedar style wood. It's great. It's not, that's what's weird about this one. It gets kind of dark, but then it evolves to where it's more of a beautiful, warm, woodsy scent. It's supposed to represent the swamps in Boston. I don't know, I've never been to Boston, so I don't know if there's really that many swamps in Boston, but it's supposed to become like that swampy, eerie, graveyard style scent, and I think it kind of nails it. Like, it reminds me of what I would think of a bog in Europe, like, which is basically like a swamp, with a lot of mist coming in. I kind of think, honestly, which is maybe kind of weird, but I think of like horror flicks of in Scotland and Ireland, like a werewolf flick. So like, it's dark, it's chilly. There's that clouds rolling in, the fog's rolling in, and you smell the woodsiness. You smell the cold, damp air. That's what I get. But like I said, it quickly evolves into a much more brighter, warm, woody scent. Oh, that was nice. I am going to use the balm afterwards. You know, I've seen some people make fun of people because they use a aftershave splash and a balm. There's nothing wrong with wanting to take care of your skin. Now, some aftershave splashes will have enough nutrients in them, I guess you could say, that really help your skin as well. But a lot of aftershave splashes, they just have really alcohol to kind of close and disinfect any of those areas. But I wouldn't necessarily say that they have a lot of skin food in them. One company that I know that does, though, is Zingari Man. You know, Heather, she's a genius, and she has a degree in that kind of stuff. So her stuff is formulated very well, very great for your skin. Like her splashes, it feels like a balm afterwards. Like, she's very good at what she does. I'm not saying Will Barrister Man isn't, because I like his splashes too, but this doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like super dry. I've had some aftershaves that did. This one doesn't. So there is a little bit of something nourishing going on to make my skin feel a little supple, but it's still not as good as what I would like, and that's why there's a matching balm, luckily. So now I can get, and the balm is, you know, it's basically a thicker lotion, right? Which is better in colder weathers, or if you're prone to dry skin. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily prone to dry skin, but at the same time, I am in the sun a lot. Running, biking, hiking, adventuring. So I do get a lot of sun on my skin. I don't always wear sunscreen, which I know is horrible. But so sometimes, yeah, I do get dry skin, especially then I'm, you know, shaving my head every day. So like right now, this feels great. It is a little tacky, but I like that. And it smooths out rather quickly. But I will say his balm is a little thicker than most and a little bit more tacky than most, which, you know, if it's bright, sunny, hot out, might not be the best option because it might kind of make you feel weighed down. But it's one of those things where I don't really mind it necessarily. So I have the matching balm, might as well use it. Sometimes I'll even use this just by itself, like after I get out of the shower and I want to smell kind of woodsy and warm. I'll put this on as my face and head lotion for the night. You know, I just use a very little amount and it goes a long way. And I don't have enough room to get matching balms and splashes and EDPs for every set I have. But for a couple of the special ones that I think are more rare, like Hallows, I'll tend to get it. I have maybe 3 or 4 matching balms, and they're nice. And each one's a little different. So this is Dark Woodsy. You know, I have IMHO Alive, which is really nice. And now we're going to finish up, though, with this EDT. Just a quick spray. And that's all you need. I just usually do one. And then maybe I'll do like one on my back of my neck head. And that's it. So today, let's do a recap. We got the Hallows from Barrister Man. We have the matching splash, matching balm, and matching EDT. It's a really great smell. And each one kind of like evolves the scent even a little bit more. So you use the whole set, and the scent just evolves more than if you just use the soap and splash. 100%, I can tell you that because I used just the soap and splash until I got the bomb in EDT recently. For brush, we used the Varlets 29mm XD. Beautiful brush. I would say if you want a luxury brush and you want to see if something's worth it, I think the Varlet is a very, very safe bet. Maybe one of the safest bet for the high-end luxury brushes out there, in my opinion. I'm not saying anything bad against, Turn and Shave, Declaration Grooming, because I love their brushes. Nothing against any of the other brush makers. I own all those brushes. But probably the most consistent that I think a lot of people would like is this, because not everybody loves super dense, not everybody loves super low. So I think this is probably a good in-between, maybe, even though to me this is low density. But to most people, this is probably like normal density, or maybe it's extra dense to some people. So yeah, I really highly suggest the Varlet. The Masamune, great all-around razor, even with the open comb. Pleasure to use on my head. No cuts, no weepers, nothing. Just an easy shave. Was able to talk to all of you. Enjoy it the whole time. Still paid attention. Just because the open comb, I didn't want to bite myself of it, but still have to pay so much attention that like I'm stopping and not able to talk at the same time. I hope you guys enjoyed the shave for today. Tomorrow is the 13th. Is it Thursday? Is today Thursday though? It is Thursday. So tomorrow's Friday the 13th, which is even cooler. So look for some really cool, probably, releases in the wet shaving community. By the time you see this video though, it might have already passed, because I don't know if I'll upload this today or if I'll upload it in a couple days. So, appreciate you guys stopping by. Have a good one.